guys, welcome back to my channel. For those of you who are new here, I'm Rachel and I'm a homeschooling mom of 4. And about a month ago, I posted a video about how I was going to start using All About Reading and The Good and the Beautiful together. I started out this school year using All About Reading Level 1, but I was using Moving Beyond the Page for language arts. And I wasn't quite satisfied with how my kids were moving along through the Moving Beyond the Page, mainly because I bought ages 7 to 9, and my daughter is 7 turning 8, and my kindergartner is 6. So I was hopeful that I would be able to do it with my daughter and then include my son in on some of the projects and then just do some supplemental language arts workbooks. But I just wasn't super satisfied with that. So both my son and my daughter started with All About Reading Level 1 at the same time. My son was not a reader at all. It was his first time starting with any reading program. My daughter came from public school, so she had an upper hand with reading. However, she was very behind in reading whenever we pulled out of public school, which was the main reason why we pulled back to begin with. So I decided to start both of them at level 1 and just continue. So we are currently on All About Reading Level 3, and it has went really, really great. When I found The Good and the Beautiful, I was a little hesitant to try it simply because I had already purchased a curriculum and I felt kind of stuck with it. Thank God I decided not to stick with a curriculum that wasn't working for us, because since we've started The Good and the Beautiful, the kids actually want to do language arts. So in regards to using All About Reading and The Good and the Beautiful together, I have several thoughts actually. The first one being that for my daughter, it is right on track. She is in 2nd grade and she is doing The Good and the Beautiful Level 2 in language arts, and she is doing All About Reading Level 3. So she is right on track with where she needs to be. And I noticed that the Good and the Beautiful program, it follows along really well with the All About Reading program. Obviously the two programs are not related, but the level of difficulty in the reading for both of them are the exact same. I think the personal readers that The Good and the Beautiful have for that age group are personal readers that she can actually read. The sight words are not too difficult for her. The spelling is right where I think she needs to be. It's enough that it's challenging her, but it's not stressing her out to the point of not wanting to do it. She really loves the art. That is like one of her favorite things about it, is doing the art and playing the little games that go along with it. So it's just been really great for her. For my son, since he is also on All About Reading Level 3, I would say that the Good and the Beautiful kindergarten language arts, at least the first half, is a little too simple for him, just because they are teaching things like it, at, cat, mat, those types of words, and he is reading chapter books, primarily the Dan Gutman chapter books, pretty easily right now. So I would say where it's teaching them how to read is super quick for him. The lessons go pretty quickly for him. The word ladders that you do in The Good and the Beautiful, I noticed that he was flying through those, primarily because those are words that we have already learned through All About Reading. So that aspect and the reading have been pretty simple. It does reinforce writing, which his penmanship is not the best. So even though he's doing The Good and the Beautiful writing, I'm happy that the language arts book also has a lot of writing in it. So his also has a story that we read together, the mini books, which we are not doing. that was the other thing that I was going to mention. I have had to tweak the Good and the Beautiful curriculum to kind of match where our family is at, primarily because it was way too much reading. So if you are new to the Good and the Beautiful, there's quite a bit of reading in the Good and the Beautiful alone. And then if you look at All About Reading, it has obviously the lesson plans, it has the stories out of the readers, and then it wants you to read with your child for 20 minutes separately. So the same thing with the Good and the Beautiful. You have the stories that you're reading, the lesson that you're working on. For my daughter's age, it has her reading out of a reader. It has her reading for 20 minutes, 10 to 20 minutes on her own. And then the same for my son, having him read out of the mini books. Well, that just is way too much for them because we do a bedtime basket and a morning basket. So we get a lot of reading done every single day. So we kept the morning basket. They're doing the All About Reading, including the reader. Is that we are not doing the All About Reading reader. We have stuck to the Good and the Beautiful reader, whether it's the personal reader or some of the books that I ordered from their library, which are like right on point with their reading level. And then later in the afternoon, the kids do their own reading time. My daughter is reading a Junie B. Jones book. And like I said, my son is really into the Dan Gutman books right now. So they are doing their own independent reading where I can still hear them out loud reading, so I can help them if they need help. And then at nighttime, we are doing our bedtime basket, which includes another novel. So I feel like we have a really good system going. It's not too much reading, but it's just enough that I really feel like we are right on track with where we should. So if you followed me since the beginning, you know that my daughter started this school year pretty behind. She was reading at the beginning of her second grade year. She was reading at a kindergarten reading level. So we had to basically go back and start from scratch, basically. She had a few foundational skills, but I mean, mostly she needed to start all the way back over. So I think by the end of June, she will be completely done with everything. That means she did Saxon 1, Saxon 2. She did All About Reading 1, 2, and 3. She did a lot out of Moving Beyond the Page Language Arts, and she will have completed the Good and the Beautiful Language Arts Level 2 and Level 2 Handwriting. So I am so proud of her. I know she cannot hear me or see me in this video, but I am super proud of her. And the same for my son. Like, he started kindergarten, had never seen any of the information before, and he is on All About Reading Level 3, and he has actually just completed Saxon 1, which is first grade math. So super proud of him as well. So as far as pairing All About Reading and the Good and the Beautiful, I think that it is absolutely perfect. I cannot think of a better reading program than All About Reading to go with the Good and the Beautiful. You have to be comfortable with kind of tweaking your own curriculum a little bit, just because if you follow step by step All About Reading and step by step the Good and the Beautiful, you would spend hours just doing that, which obviously would burn out your kid. It would burn out me for sure. I also have posted a live All About Reading lesson video, which shows you the tweaks that I have made to that program to get the general idea of it, to make sure that they're comfortable with the material before we move on. So if you want to check that out, I will leave a link below so you can watch that video for yourself. Otherwise, I would say if you are looking for a language arts program to go along with All About Reading, I would highly recommend the Good and the Beautiful. My other favorite part of the Good and the Beautiful is the geography that goes along with my daughter's curriculum. There's a bunch of social studies involved in it as well. So on the lessons that have her doing the maps or the flag or different government lessons, I have my kindergartner sit in on those lessons, and I kind of make it a group learn. So she will do her language arts side and her reading ladders and her spelling words and her writing and the art appreciation, but we will do the government aspect of it all together. So my kindergartner is getting more than what he'd be getting if he was just doing the kindergarten Good and the Beautiful. I plan on finishing out my daughter in level 2 and my son in kindergarten, which really shouldn't take that much longer. And then for the upcoming school year, she's going to start in level 3 and he's going to start in level 1. So I'm hopeful by the end of summer, August, September-ish, that we are done with All About Reading. I'm hopeful that will be one less thing that we have to try to work in to our curriculum next year, so we can focus more on other things throughout the day. But it's been wonderful. My kids are where they need to be. I've had both of them assessed through a private reading specialist, and they are both exactly where they need to be. My son is a little bit more advanced. My daughter is finally right at reading level. So for somebody who started really far behind to be at where she needs to be is just so wonderful. I did not know if we would do it. I didn't know how we would do it. I was so stressed out about it, but I'm so grateful for All About Reading and the Good and the Beautiful, because both of them together have just done wonders for our family. So if you're on the fence, don't be. You should mix them together. I love it. I will never go back. Well, I shouldn't say I will never go back. I will continue using the Good and the Beautiful until it no longer serves me. It is doing really well for us right now. I plan on starting my 3-year-old with their pre-K stuff this fall. And I will explain a little bit more about him in my video on Thursday. He has childhood speech apraxia, so that has quite a bit additional difficulties than my first 2 kids. So I will talk more about that in my next video. So that's all for today, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. If you didn't catch my last video, go back and catch it. I will link it down below. It was on my chicken unit study. I'm doing my very first giveaway, and in that video, it tells you exactly how to enter the giveaway. So hit that subscribe button, like this video, and I'll be back soon. Bye, guys.